with you this very serious parody of one of my favorite songs. I think this parody will hit home for all of you as real estate investors. And I hope you learn something from this. All right, guys, I was gonna stand up and really felt this out for you, but it was so important to me that I didn't take time to memorize it, and the report looks great, so pay attention now. My kids are honors. Closing time, make sure that you get a very thorough due diligence. Closing time, make sure all the guys are dotted and the T's are crossed. Closing time, one last chance to back out, so we don't get your feet down. Closing time. Better not forget the things you're home. I shoot that dog check. Stop the nervous wreck. Why is there so much damn paperwork inside here too? Closing time. Paperwork notified. Closing time. Everybody making money. Time for you to be a landlord. So gather all the papers, renovate the house now. I hope someone rents this house. Closing time. Every new investment comes from some other investment end. Yeah. I almost got to get the check. I shouldn't be such a nervous wreck. Why is there so much damn paperwork I hear too? That's good.
Thank you. That's terrible.
Terrible.
I've been using
I can even sing better than that. And he's a drummer. And I'm a drummer.
But that just goes to show you that people can, get their point out there multiple ways, and don't you think when he sent that to his clients, they got a big kick out of it? So I thought it was. Guys, you're gonna have to bear with me today because I've been getting over laryngitis, so. My kids, when they were little, I would get it once a year and they loved it because I couldn't talk. So, all right, actually, I'm gonna leave that front light off because it's hard to see. We're trying something new for our outside offices with the lapel mic, so hopefully this helps. Especially if my voice weight is today. Well, how is everybody? Welcome to our meeting. I expected we wouldn't be quite as full as usual because what is today? March Madness. So I figure there's a lot of folks out there like getting their basketball on. So, you know, with Ohio State not in the fight, I guess I didn't care so much this year. So anyway. All right. Did everybody have a great St. Patty's Day? Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and roll. Well, in the spirit of March Madness, and that's super cute, Jessica, whose bucket can you fill today that did something great for you? Something to help you. Come on, wake up. Bucket fills. Go, Rachel.
I decided to take this cubicle back here and between Jared, Sabrina and Bob and Tracy's been amazing too. I love it. I love being in the office and they've been super helpful. I think it's so important to come in and have conversations with your fellow agents. You not only learn so much, you get the scoop on things that are coming up. So that's my bucket fill for people.
Cool. Who else? Jensen.
I'm definitely not trying to play ass kiss rodeo, but I would like to say thank you to you for helping me with my unruly kind of Jekyll and Hyde client. This one has been kind of weirdly difficult. unnecessarily. Thanks to Open Door.
I'm glad that I can help. You know, that's what we're here for, to help and support you. I mean, that's what all of us on, and our staff is here for. So glad we can help, Jensen. Cheryl.
I'll give kudos to you too.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I don't know what's in the air. It's not March Mad, well, it is March Madness, because like, I think some flights have gone wackadoodle. And I've had to talk to Dayla about a few things, so thanks for your listening ear and just giving me guidance on what to do. Seller suing a buyer, not a big deal.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it gets to that, yes, you're so welcome. So did you have something? You raised your hand.
Oh, yeah, so one of my fellow team members, even though her son was sick, she still came over and dropped off some grammar cards for me, and so that was really nice. She went out of the way to do that.
That's awesome. Very nice. Who else? Bob.
I just wanted to build a stats bucket again. I mean, everybody's so very helpful. And, you know, sometimes things have to be done pretty quick. I know I contacted you, I need a test form, or I need this. Gamal has stepped up and helped out with some tech issues, so I appreciate that. Jessica's smiling face at the front desk, Jennifer's smiling face, so it's just good to have people happy and smiling at one.
That's really important, actually, I have to say that, because someday I walk in the office and I'm really pissed about losing a bidding war or whatever, and with her smile, I'm like, ah.
Yep, it's all perspective, right? So good. Well, thank you. We all appreciate that. So, anybody else have a bucket to fill? I'm going to fill Jared's bucket because last week or week before on Friday, I was making the rounds to see who all was in here and noticed Jared had his guitar back there. And when we were in Las Vegas for family reunion, found out that Jared performed on, and I'll get this wrong, he tried out for Idol and The Voice, and he wrote the songs for his wedding for his wife to come down the aisle, for him to dance with his mom, and he serenaded us in the Uber in Vegas, which was a lot of fun. So anyway, making my rounds, he had his guitar back there, and he serenaded us that Friday. So if you want a pick-me-up, go back and Jared will serenade you. So, anybody else have something good to share, or even an upcoming listing or something like that? Oh, there's an old guy in the back room. Happy 50th birthday, Steve Shula. And happy birthday today, Kate Shula. So, yep. And also, if Michael Beam is in Westerville today, he's a little older today too. Happy birthday, Michael Beam. All right. Any other buckets to fill before we move on? Where is it, Tracy? $250,000 listing with solar panels. Okay. 260 condo in Westerville. All right. Jeff. What part of town? Obetz. All right. Michelle. All right, cool. Yeah, listings everywhere. Love it, love it, love it. Cheryl.
It's 90,000. It's in the Northland Senior Village, Carl Road. Buyer. What? 55 plus and Danny, right? 55 plus 90,000.
Okay. Anybody else? How about needs, buyer needs? Anybody in Westerville have anything? Or Granville? Uh-huh.
One home on the market for under 850 with 4 bedrooms.
And the high school could change at any given time. Okay, any other buyer needs?
Mr. Peeps, or maybe even anyone in here.
Yep.
He's up to 250, ideally in Lancaster, that's where he really wants to be. We've seen a lot of things at that price going quick. One of the big things for him is we're looking at a lot of bi-levels and or the basement need to be at least 7.5 feet. I know it's for him, but he's a drummer and he's gonna get some soundproofs like prefab stuff. 2 bedrooms and up, so that's not a big deal, 1,000 square feet. He's not really big, he can update all of things.
Okay.
Need a 1 to 5 acre ranch in Saskatchewan, Baltimore.
All right, happy birthday to all the March folks. All right, we've also got stuff there. No, yeah, okay. All right, we've got some newcomers that have joined us recently. If you're here, when I call your name, please stand up and stay standing. Kimora Perkins, Jared West, Michael Siwo, John Cassidy, Jim McFarland, and Tiana Fretchett. So I'm gonna put you on the spot just to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. So we'll start with you, Jared.
Don't press the button. You tell me not to do something. I want to press the button.
Not all he wants to do is press that button.
The button is here with me and my kids. Like, they get it fair. Jared West, previously at Emerge Real Estate for the past 7 years. Only brokerage I was at, so KW's second brokerage. Live on the Pataskala area. So,
Has 4 babies.
yeah, 4 kids. So yeah, got it. My puppy, she's Roxy. She's 15 years old, 15-year-old boxer. And then
How old are your kids?
oh, how old are my kids? My kids are 7. I got one turning 5. I got another one turning 3. Then I got a 6-month-old little girl. So we're good time. My 6-month-old, I don't know, she's real spoiled. She's the only girl, so she's getting a lot of love. Oh yeah, she's playing cars and trucks now. She's already pulling herself up on stuff and trying to crawl already. It's just my kids are always pretty above the curb as far as getting bigger. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm so big. I played football in college, so that's why I'm huge. So yeah.
I'm Kamora Perkins. I went to Gahanna Lincoln High School. I graduated in 2022. I just recently got my license like 2 weeks ago. Right now I currently work at New Albany Country Club, so I do plan to do real estate full time. But I'm just getting started, so I think that's it.
Okay. Jim, you walked in the room. We're meeting our new folks. So why don't you stand up while you're here and introduce yourself?
Oh, hi. My name is Jim McFarland. I'm the owner of zoningresources.com and just have been excited about adding to our business line from commercial to residential service offerings to help educate realtors and people that are touching the zoning area. We're in our 10th year. One of our largest clients is Sheets. So we're excited about seeing what Zoning Resources can do to help impact the residential market.
Thanks. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. I think everybody, let's move on. All right. Tech tips with Pamela.
All righty. So if anybody wants to screenshot this QR code, this is just some wonderful social media content. If you're needing help with social media content, I think it lays out like every day for March. So it's very in-depth and very helpful for all you content creators or non-content creators that need help. So go ahead and go to the next one. Can you see? Not yet. Not yet. We don't have it yet, but we will. Right. This is just a reminder of our agent resources page. It's kwgcagentresources.com. If you don't have that saved or bookmarked in your computer, you should. Everything you can possibly need help with is going to be on this page if you can't reach somebody after hours or something. Wiring instructions and sign information and commission information. So that's a great resource page as well. And this is just our YouTube channel. Basically, whatever we record as far as trainings will go on our YouTube channel. And what is the URL again? I can't see. Yeah, kwgcrclasses.com. And our Facebook page, this is the office exclusive listing. Join our Facebook page to promote it here. So that one's a little different than the Facebook private group. Okay. Okay.
Question, like why we cannot put in our regular book, is that a law?
Because there are people in it that are not agents in our office, like staff members, the title people, et
Yeah.
cetera. Yeah.
It's not exclusive to that.
Right. Only licensees can see it. Within our brokerage.
Yeah, so otherwise you're advertising.
Right. All right, we got our MCA minute with Jennifer.
So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew, like, I know a lot of people wonder where they can go and check how close they are to capping. You can actually do this within your command login. If you just go up to your profile, picture your name, do the pull down and click on my profile. And then that'll bring up the following screen, and over on the left-hand side, you'll go down into the My Affiliations, and the market center you are in will be listed. That it says Demo Market Center. And then from that pull down, you'll have your compensation, and it'll show you like how much you've paid in and how much you have left. So that's that. And as well, I also wanted to make sure people did know that it's even available. I don't know how many of you ever use it, but answers.kw.com has tons of information. Like if you're needing a command question answered. If you're needing to update your information on your KW Marketplace, if you're trying to, sign up for something or deactivate something on the KW Marketplace, all of that, those the answers at answers.kw.com has like a wealth of that information. You just type in what your question is, and there's like buttons all over the page of what source you're needing to go into. And after you click on that, you put in your search engine and it will bring up step-by-step instructions, like how these screen prints actually came from that. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that's available for when you have some questions and you can get those answered.
Also, we talked last month, I just wanted to remind you, because we're getting into the thick of the busy season. If you would like to have your earnest money at closing deducted from your commission to be given back to the buyer or seller, you can do that, or depending on what the contract says, you can do that. And this is the earnest money disbursement disclosure. And both parties have to sign it, the sellers and the buyers, because the earnest money is a part of the contract. And so just like when you collect earnest money and you have to fill out the receipt and send that to the seller, it's the same thing when it gets dispersed back, to make sure all parties, it's just a disclosure, see that it got back to the right place where it went to be. And if we deduct it out of your commission, you don't have to remember to request a check, come to the office to pick it up, or whatever the case may be. You can just have this form completed by both buyers and sellers, signed by buyers and sellers, and then have it deducted from your commission at closing. And then we will reimburse you out of the trust account here at the office. So just a reminder, that's an option. Broker bits. Mark is on a cruise ship in the middle of the Caribbean this week. So good for them. And I wanted to share a couple things. There are some compliance changes that are taking place on Tuesday of next week. These are MLS type items, like the subtype field for single family and condo freestanding shared wall. There's a new field called common walls and a new field called property condition. And here are some examples. Also in the parking section, that field, the name changed to parking features. All off-street and carport items moved to separate fields. Is that okay. It's just, well, I think it's SpongeBob over here. I know, I'm like, I have ringing in my ears, sorry. There's a new field for off-street parking spaces with numeric values and a new field for carport spaces with numeric values. Style field split into two fields. There's a new field, levels including 1, 2, 2, 5, etc. New field, architectural style, including the following, split by level. So again, make sure you're, whatever you're listing, you're paying attention to these new fields and what you can include now that you may not have been able to before. Exterior amenities field. It's split into multiple fields now. There's new fields: exterior features, other structures, patio and porch features, fencing, pool features. Fireplace field split into two fields now, and the new field is fireplace total. There's numeric fields, for example, 1, 2, and 3. So you can put the multiple fireplaces in. And then there's a new field, fireplace features, wood burning stove, etc. And then many minor name and label changes, like pond changed to pond on lot in the lot characteristics field, and log wood burning changed to wood burning in fireplace field, and air conditioning field renamed cooling. So please know that your MLS is going to look a little different come Tuesday with some of those items. Also, there is a new purchase contract, and it has been added to our loops and so forth, both under the Keller Williams Greater Columbus template and in the generic template, and then also the buyer packet. If you have your own custom templates that you've created with your information in it, you need to update it because it will not automatically update. Okay, has everybody got that? If you have your own personal templates, make sure you update the new purchase contract. Also, there was a new listing contract that just got released last night. So that's going to be auto-populated in there. And there's only one change I see so far on it. I haven't had time to review it in any depth before today, but I don't think it's major, but just know that, again, if you have it in your templates, you update it. Okay? So just wanted to let you know that. All right, we have some of our ALC members with us today. Do you guys have anything that you would like to share about your committees or what's going on with ALC?
So, yeah, push the button. So for the social committee, there's now flyers you can see around the office with events we have planned so far for the year. The one we have coming up is April 12th, and that's going to be the Easter egg hunt. And so that's a client event. So if you want to invite clients to it, Pamela has graciously done a smart plan, and that is in the Smart Plan Library. So you can go ahead and put that on your contacts. We look forward to seeing a lot of you here. We're going to do a night at the races again, which everybody really seemed to like. So we're going to do that. And then Red Day is 2 days. It's Thursday and Friday. It's the 8th of May. One day they're going to do blankets in here. And then the next day we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner we'll be serving down at Ronald McDonald House. So we wanted something where everybody could contribute.
Tracy's going to be the Easter Bunny. So, any of our other ALC members want to share anything about their committees or anything they're working on? Guys, this Easter egg hunt, I was going to talk about it when we got to the calendar, but since Bob brought it up, I will now. You know, client events are a great way to lead generate. It's a great way to touch your clients, show appreciation, etc. And guess what? You don't have to plan the event. All you have to do is invite your people and get them here. It'd be nice if you were here that day to, you know, see them, shake their hands, etc. We have a professional photographer taking pictures, and then you'll get the pictures to be able to share back with your clients. So it's another touch afterwards. But the candy-filled eggs, the refreshments, the Easter bunny, all of that has been done for you. So why not take advantage of doing this client event without having to pay for one? And all the work's been done for you. And add that to your repertoire of things you're doing this year. So, I mean, yeah, if you have ideas, that'd be great. I'm sure the social committee would love to hear them. We've done other things like drive-in movies and stuff like that before, but absolutely, Tracy. Or Bob? Oh.
Yeah, I forgot. I really meant to also fill Liz Scott's bucket. She's in the Pataskala office, and she has been a wonderful, wonderful resource for us and keeping us on track and together. So thank you, Liz.
Yeah, Liz Scott is on the Dixon team. She's been doing a lot to help that committee. So, all right. Anybody else? Anybody else that's in Westerville or Granville? I know Josh might be there, so, or Todd. Okay, hopefully Todd's feeling better. Todd had back issues, so. All right, let's move on. All right, Cinnamon, let's beam you in. Cinnamon in the city.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
If you can start the slides, that would be great. Again, I'm Cinnamon Doran. I'm in the Westerville office, and I am here to bring you information from the various boards out there and just information that will help with your business and to bring light to some new initiatives that our Columbus boards are, Columbus, Ohio, and NAR boards are doing. Also to give you information that will help keep you out of hot water. One of those things this week, I'm going to be focusing on BOI. I'm not sure if you remember from last year, the deadline was originally the end of the year, 2024. Then they extended it until January, and then it turned into an indefinite extension. And now, in case you haven't heard, the final deadline is tomorrow, March 21st. And for those who don't know what it is a result of the Corporate Transparency Act, and it's enforced by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and it is required for most LLCs to complete. So tomorrow is the deadline. The abbreviated list of those who have to file are corporations or LLCs filed with the Secretary of State. So even though it's a federal organization, if you filed an LLC with the Ohio Secretary of State, assume that you have to complete it, but also very much do your own due diligence. I've listed the website here. You can go to the fincen.gov/BOI website for a full list to see if you are required to file. There are 23 types of exemptions, and I would also recommend you go to the government website to find out if you are exempt from doing it. There is a discrepancy in opinion of whether or not if you're a nonprofit or not, if you have to file. Not all nonprofits are exempt, so please definitely fill that out. Double check the website. It's mostly public traded companies that don't. That's a general consensus that most public traded companies don't, but then there's a gray area with the nonprofit. So double check on the website. The only way to report is electronically. If you go to the same website, there's a little button so that you can start your filing. Make sure that you receive an email confirmation that you filed. If you receive an email confirmation that you filed, then that means that you filed. If you don't receive an email confirmation, if not immediately within a few minutes, assume that it didn't go through and try again. The process only takes 10 minutes, if that. I have 2 LLCs and it took me about 15 minutes to file for both of them. It's very easy. The information that you need, assuming that these slides will be circulated sometime today, you can just look at this list via email, but just quickly, you need obviously your full name of the beneficiary. You know what I mean. Thank you. Date of birth for you and your beneficiary, if it's not the same person, current business address, copy of your government ID. You do need to upload. So I did it on my phone and it was much easier because I just uploaded it onto my phone, but there's a way to do it on your computer too. You'll have to figure out whatever works for you. And you'll need a tax ID number or a social security number, depending on how you filed your LLC. Most of us have filed with the Secretary of State within Ohio and then got a tax ID number with the IRS, but that might not be the case for you. So whatever number is appropriate for your business is what you should use. And there are some penalties. So various websites will give slightly different numbers, but the consensus is that fines are approximately $591 per day that you are late in filing, up to $10,000. And then there is a potential for a maximum prison sentence of 2 years.
Oh.
So I would like to put emphasis on the fact that tomorrow, Friday, March 21st is the deadline.
Or Craig's going to jail.
Or Craig, yeah. And then if you wanted to just check my sources, I've listed them for you so that you can be directed to the appropriate government websites. and then just do your own due diligence. So Columbus Realtors sent out an email on February 27th. I received it at 10:32 a.m. So you can check your inbox and be directed to all of the appropriate links from that email, or you can just go to the BOI website. That is information from an organization that deals with this process. And then there's, of course, the direct government website. So you can check out those websites to make sure that what I'm saying is correct. Because again, this is like my interpretation of what the rules and regulations and the processes are. Very exciting news, just a change of subject. May is Affordable Housing Month nationally. And we as a brokerage will be celebrating by having 3 pretty cool events. May 5th, Monday, these are all on Monday. They're all at 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. On the 5th in the Easton training room, we're going to have an affordable housing lender panel. And this is going to be great because we have 5 lenders who will be telling you what special products they have for affordable housing. And you can ask them questions. And I think that that's going to be really cool. And then Monday, May 12th, in the new Westerville office, we're going to have a presentation by bloom614.org. They are a committee from Convergence Columbus that is part of the Affordable Housing Alliance. And they have an amazing product to guide people through their journey, buyers through their journey, for specifically for first-time home buyers or low-income housing or low-income clients. But I think that listening to their presentation will be very helpful to grow your business and to serve your clients that are concerned about affordable housing. And we know that the Columbus Realtors has a definition of affordable housing, which is under $215. But at any price point, I think affordability is a concern. So you can benefit from this, whether you work with low income or not. Then on May 19th, we have an OFA updates presentation directly from OFA. So if you have questions regarding OFA, this would be a great presentation. It is a CE class, so you will have a 1-hour CE if you attend, and if you're here participating for more than 50 minutes. There is a meeting coming up April 2nd. If you'd like to join my committee, we've had some really cool ideas, and we're going to be planning other events than just the Affordable Housing Month, and we would love for you to join. Any questions, you can email me, text me. If you'd like to join my committee, you can reach out that way as well. October is coming. I can skip this slide. Thank you.
Cinnamon, hang on, we have a question. What is our definition of affordable housing at this time? What's the price?
Cinnamon, could you hear her? She's asking, what is the price point and the definition of affordable housing in our area right now?
So the definition of affordable housing, like price point, is set by Columbus Realtors, and it's $215 or below.
All right, very good. All right. All right, let's congratulate our head of the class for learning and learning for earning's sake. So, Emra, great job. All right, congratulations to our folks that had their first listings, Alexander Mail and Ryan Pullman. Nice job. And our first closing, Alexis Bailey and Ronald Spung. And Ronald's is his first with KW. He's in our Lancaster office. All right, Mick Gordon capped this month, so congratulations, Mick. And he's actually at the Lancaster Board of Realtors event today with our Lancaster agents. So that's why he's not here. Also, we have some team cappers. These are individuals who are on teams that hit their cap with with a brokerage with a team. So Connie Faribaugh, Cindy Hodgson, Emily Keener, and Ryan Pullman. Congratulations. All right, our top individual in gross commissions for the month of February was Mick. Nice month there. The luck of the Irish was with him, I guess, huh? So in the number one spot, we had Mick, followed by Pam Odie, Steve Oltman, Andre Karamians, Carla Shore, Sarah Marty, Nancy Stecklin, Cinnamon Doran, Jack Bailey, and Alexis Bailey. All right, our top individuals closed, pretty much the same crew. All right, our top team, which is team means 2 people on a team, was the Odie team, Vince and Teresa. Nice job, guys. Great month in February for you. So they were on top, followed by the one group. Jensen, where are you? There you are. Followed by the Maxon team, the James team. Both of those work out of Licking County. And then the Descent group. Arnold's back there. Is Christine here? All right. Also, closed volume, it's pretty much the same folks. All right, our top group, which is 3 or more. And boy, I love this picture, Jansen Associates. What a cute picture of you guys. But you guys had a great month in February. Congratulations. All right, in the number 1 slot, as far as written, we had the Sullivan group, followed by the Romanelli group, the Richards group, the Jansen Associates, and then the DeLeon group. So it's nice all over our community there. We've got Licking County, Fairfield County, and Franklin County, all well covered. Our top group's closed. It's the same group of folks. As far as regional spotlight, we had the Odie team is number 12 in our entire region. That's out of 24 market centers, so nice job. And as far as groups go, the Romanellis were 17 out of all of our region. So great job, guys. And then we were, as far as gross agent gain, we were number 2 for the region. So go ahead. All right. I'm not going to share everything on the calendar with you guys. We have lots of great CE opportunities coming up if you need CE. You know, the CMA and net to sell are coming up. I think that's a great class for everyone because it always changes as far as what's, you know, the comps, what people are looking for. You can always get good points. The more of you that attend that and share, I think the better that class will be. But I think that would be a great thing for people to attend. We have our blood drive. You know, culture has a lot of different ways that we can look at it. And giving back to our community through a blood drive is one of those ways. So on April 3rd, our training room will become a blood donating spot. So if you haven't signed up, please get with Lily or Gretchen to sign up because, you know, the need is out there for sure. All right. We have some regional events coming up. Building Wealth Beyond Commissions. This is in Lexington, Kentucky, and this is with Jim and Linda McKissick. And I don't know if you have heard their story about how they dug themselves out of a huge hole. You know, this has been 25, 30 years ago. They were in $250,000 of debt with nothing coming in and figured out how to invest in real estate when they didn't have the funds to do it to help bring themselves out of that hole. And then they've got lots of tips, tricks to help you get started investing, or if you're already investing, take it to the next level. This is in Lexington. If you want to go, I'm sure, you know, people may want to carpool. It's a great event. We talked about the Easter egg hunt. If you want to learn how to teach or train, there's a train the presenter class coming to our region. We have a fair housing CE coming up. Let's go ahead. Go back. I don't know, Tracy, off the top of my head. We'll have to look at it. I'm not sure. All right. If you want to donate blood, you can use this QR code to sign up. And it'll be on the videos in the offices. If you need a free headshot, first Friday of every month at 1:30, from 1:30 to 2:30, you can sign up to show up for that. This is the Jim and Linda McKissick class I was talking about. Yeah. No, no, but they are our regional owners. So they live in Texas. They own the Ohio Valley region. Amazing wealth of information, written lots of books they like to pour into everyone. Easter egg hunt, train the presenter, night at the races. Okay, I do want to pause on this for just a second. The reason why this is important that we talk about now, even though it's not until May, is for those of you who weren't here in the past, they are video horse races that we end up showing in here, and we have someone call the races. There are prizes for wearing your best Kentucky Derby hat, or for the guys, the male version of the hat. We will have, food, usually mint juleps or drinks of some sorts. But this is the part you need to do now. There's only a certain number of horses that can be purchased. So you buy a horse for $10. And if your horse wins that night, guess what? You win money. Also, people bet on the horses that night. So you want to show up and you want to bet on the horses. It's such a fun event. Get creative with their names. I always think of one that Rachel used a few years ago. She named her horse Chardonnay. And so, come up with cute names for your horses, but buy your horses now because they will sell out. We're limiting it to 3 per person, but we want to get those sold. And you don't want to miss this event. It's so much fun. All right, Red Day, as Bob mentioned, we're doing 2 days this year, benefiting Ronald McDonald House. So one day we're going to be making tie blankets in here. Everybody can do it. You do not have to sew. You do not have to have a skill level of a seamstress. If you can tie a knot, you can do it. That's here. And then the second day is going to be the doing meals at Ronald McDonald House for families. And our social committee put together a whole list of things they're doing throughout the year. That way you can get these on your calendar now and plan. And as you can see, Jensen loves Night at the Races. He even has his best Kentucky Derby hat on. All right. KW Cares. So, Keller Williams is a very philanthropic company. And the fund of KW Cares is there for agents and their families in times of need. And that can be because of a natural disaster. We've cares show up for hurricanes, for floods, for all kinds of natural disasters. And they still are. When we were at Family Reunion, they showed that the semis with supplies, when the most recent floods and all just happened in the Carolinas, they were out before FEMA showed up or the Red Cross showed up. They were on their way with supplies for those folks. There was a gal, I watched her story, and there was a town in North Carolina that the roads were all closed because of it was in the mountain area, and trees and everything had blocked the roads. And so this agent had a military background and got other military people together, and with ATVs and ropes, they ended up scaling down into this area to get supplies to this town that hadn't had water or anything for over a week. So it's a really important organization. I know personally, Rachel and I don't think anybody else was on our staff that was with us at that point, went to Texas when the big hurricanes hit out there about 10 years ago. We helped with supplies. Mick and some of our other agents went and they were mucking out houses that were flooded. I mean, they really show up for their agents. We were getting our agents' houses ready to be rebuilt fast. I know KW Cares has touched a lot of our agents. Arnold is a big advocate of KW Cares, and actually was working to be our regional rep. And he's not going to be it this year, but that's okay. He's still a big advocate. You can give through your transactions, and this month is all to promote transactional giving. And it's a matter of, at every transaction, just you can show that you want $5 to go to KW Cares or $1, whatever it is. Every little bit helps. I have money out of every paycheck go to KW Cares because I'm such a big advocate. It has helped 7 of our agents right here in this market center at different times. So you never know when you're going to be that person on the other end that has something unexpected happen. So I'm asking you for, through your generosity with your closings, et cetera, even if it's $1, it helps because there's so many of us. So if you can do something to give, that would be great. Go ahead. For you youngsters, they're doing a KWYP summit in Chicago. So that's really, yes, you. I think 50 is still young, Steve, yes. May 29th through the 31st, they're doing a KWYP summit in Chicago. And that's nice because you can even drive there. I recommend some of you young folks get involved. KW Agent Camp is coming this year, and it's not going to be in Austin, it's going to be in San Antonio. The Austin Convention Center is under renovation. So tickets right now are $9.99 to go to Mega Camp. They will go up. So if you're going to go, I recommend you get your ticket bought. And once you buy a ticket, then you get the link to be able to book your hotel through the block, which is cheaper than just booking it on your own. Please always be TCPA compliant. Don't forget about all the podcasts. You guys do a lot of driving in your day-to-day work, showing houses, putting signs out and all that. Instead of, listening to the radio, do something that's going to help push the needle forward in your business. We have all these great podcasts at our fingertips. Bill Skurbitz, are you with us? There you are. You want to have anything to say?
Interest rates came down about 1/8 from yesterday afternoon to this morning. So first positive we've seen in a few weeks. In other news, since we last had a meeting here, I'm sure most of you have saw that Rocket Mortgage, Rocket Companies acquired Redfin. What's that impact look like to you and I? Well, to kind of explain that, they're trying to get the high funnel buyers. They're, using the 50,000 plus monthly visitors to Redfin's site to try to get people to download their different apps. They don't just have mortgage apps, financial management for planning, budgeting, and they are using that to capture that data, throwing in some AI to kind of let people know when they are getting a little warmer and redirecting them back to their own agents. Okay. Statistically, and studies are showing that more and more people are trying to have more of a convenience type process when they're buying a home, mortgage and insurance and real estate all integrated into one. I just bring that up because Dayla and Mick have rolled out the Agent Plus program here for you guys where you can get your loan officer license. I act as your senior loan officer. We still do most of the work. You just have the ability to initiate the client applying and then compensated on their loan amount. Zillow is already doing that. They funded $8 billion in. Get them first. See the same thing with Rocket and Red. I expect other type mergers to go on this year with real estate companies trying to integrate mortgage and mortgage companies try to integrate real estate. And that's really what we're kind of seeing as the trend in the future. So if anybody's interested in that, yes, there are some hurdles or hoops to jump through. Kate Shulaw has already done that. She knows the licensing process, but I have a presentation I'd be glad to go over with you. And it's just a nice piece to add to your business. The education itself makes you a better fiduciary as a real estate agent because you really understand products, process, and the way mortgage financing takes place. So anybody interested, please feel free to shoot me a text. We'll get something on your calendar. Lastly, I just wanted to say that the market is starting to warm up. I know many of you guys have said it, and I felt it myself, from the election till about mid-February, things were a little slower than we normally like. Even Mr. Capper, Mick Gordon told me yesterday his March was a little slower than he'd like. The warm weather's starting to bring buyers out, but we still need to get some more listings. So if anybody wants to brainstorm on what we can do to increase our buyer and listing pool, I'm available for that as well. All right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I mean, the total process for licensing, your pre-licensing CE background check, and then the test that you have to take, which is kind of like what you did when you went to get your real estate license. All in, it's right around $500. Keller Mortgage will let you fill out an expense report and reimburse you 100% once you've closed 3 transactions in 6 months. How hard are the classes? I guess it depends on who you are. You're going to learn about federal and state law. It's a lot of law and math, you know, so we learn about things are very overlapping to what you had to know, you know, and rules you have to follow. The initial course, it's completed over a 14-day period. So you sign up for an online class, it's self-paced, but about 90 minutes a day. Some of the agents that have already got through it, you can choose to start on a Wednesday or Friday. They'll choose a Friday start date, and Saturday and Sunday the first week knock out like 8 or 9 hours of it to make it a little easier going through the rest of the way. But you do have to pass an exam. But we have study tools. There are classes or like additional classes you can buy it with practice exams. We have flashcards. We've done a lot. Right now there's 174 Keller agents that have already joined the process, some of which are closing up to 6 to 10 transactions a month. So when you think about that, some agents have just added $15,000 to $30,000, depending on your purchase price, in an additional revenue stream. And that's the reason I had talked to Candela about this probably close to a year ago, wasn't it? And there was a lot of other things going on. We had the NAR settlement, everything else. But I think it was when you and Rachel went to Mega Camp last year, and she came back and she was like, why haven't we done this yet? And I was like, we got to get your buddy Mick Gordon on the boat. So she was kind of instrumental because she sees the value. And like she always tells you folks when you're coming in here, anytime we can add a fairly passive additional revenue stream to you in a difficult market, that's kind of the Keller Williams way. So. Yes, I'm sorry, you do. You need to be we're looking at you handling 5 to 8 transactions per year to qualify for the program. There have been a couple exceptions made, but they're getting a little tighter on that. And the reason that we do that is because of the feedback between us and Keller Williams, and specifically Gary Keller, is if you're closing less than 5 to 8 transactions, the last thing you need is another thing on your plate. You really need to focus on the blocking and tackling and the basics of real estate. Get great at that, and then we can help you increase your earnings that way. Did that answer your question? Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, and to piggyback on what Bill said, I was on a call this morning throughout our Central Ohio real estate community, and that's the focus of a lot of people. And it's one of the classes I want to bring back to you guys. People are looking for the easy button. Just like when you go to the grocery store, sometimes I'm like, well, I could go to this grocery store and get this cheaper, but I can go to this one and do everything and get my pharmacy items, clothing, whatever you need. So, which are you going to do? The one-stop shopping. And they just came out, Zillow did a study, and 92% of people said they want one-stop shopping with real estate. So that's something for you guys to all be thinking about. And not only, maybe not you necessarily, obviously you can't do title or, some of those things, but making sure you have your team in alignment, that you are forethinking what your client needs. So they're not having to ask you for it. I did a class, I haven't done it for quite a few years, actually. One of the best classes I ever went to, if not the best, with Keller Williams is when we had family reunion years ago in Orlando. They did a class the day before, and you had to be in mastery coaching to go to it. And they brought in the executives from Disney, and they talked about all the studying they do of their demographics, because like the average family saves 4 years to go to Disney. And then they went through, and I could spend, and I'll do this in a class, but how they train their people, what they do, how they pre-think what they're going to need so that it makes it a magical experience. So be thinking about, what can I do with my real estate business to make it a magical experience, make it simple, make it pleasant, make it, so it's uncomplicated, so that the client feels at ease, because it's getting more and more competitive. And so the more you can think in that direction, the better off you're going to be. So I'll look at a time to get that class resurrected and put back on the schedule, because I think it's a really good one to think through. So anyway, also, Bill, when we were filling buckets, I want to also fill Bill's bucket. I had a friend that lives in a different state, has a different situation with their property, and Bill was willing to get on a phone call with me and them to help them with ideas with their realtor where they are about lending and different ideas to get their property sold. So thank you, Bill, for always being there and being able to help, even if it's something that isn't going to directly impact you. So Appreciate it. All right. I don't think Marshall's here with Rapid Mortgage, but if you need Mojo, this is a good time to do it. If you're holding open houses, get the most bang for your buck. Call that neighborhood. Invite people. Doesn't cost you anything. Those are lead generation activities that are simple, easy, and free. And get people in that open house. All right, Kathy, you got anything for us? It's a Zoom class for you guys in our outside offices, and you can sign up online April 17th for civil rights. I'm signed up because it's the last one I need to get my 30 hours in for this year because I'm due. All right. I don't think we have anybody here from America's Preferred, but keep Mark Purcell in mind. And I'd like to introduce our sponsors. Come on in. And we're using this because we have outside offices on Zoom so they can hear us. So
Perfect,
keep it in mind.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Last person, so I know you guys are ready to get done here. I'm gonna make this quick. Gabe with ADT Security. We do cameras, burglary alarms, cameras for your doorbells, all that type of stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard of us. And what I kind of want to talk about is partnerships. You know, when you purchase a home, it's a daunting experience. If it's your first one, it's a terrifying experience. And the hardest thing is you don't know what you don't know. You know, what am I missing? And having a realtor or a loan officer that leads you that direction. Here's a good person with homeowners insurance that you can get a hold of. Here's someone that can help you out with, you know, you need to get a railing on your front steps. Who can I go to for that? It's all about having partners, people that you can work with. And, you know, for security, I want you guys to have someone that you can go to be your partner. Not only am I going to be a great advocate for you, I'm going to pay you $200 for each person that gets installed. So it's money in your pocket through a MasterCard or Visa gift certificate. Another thing is when you guys send stuff my way, I'm able to give bigger discounts, and it's going to go right back to you. I'm going to go see them and say, hey, you know, Jane sent me here, so I'm able to knock all this off and do this. And then they're going to come back to you and say, you know, thank you. That guy hooked me up. I got, you know, everything taken care of. I have realtors that, you know, just say, hey, are you looking for an alarm? Let me, I got a guy. Let me send him to you. And then I have some that are say, hey, I got you set up for a free safety inspection. Someone's going to come out, tell you what your vulnerabilities are, and give you a free estimate with no obligation or anything. Once we get you set up, it's very easy to get you set up in our advocate program. It's going to be as easy as you guys just putting their name in and their phone number. They come right to me. I take care of calling them, setting up the appointment, doing everything along that line. And then your address is already listed once we set you up, and they send you that gift card in the mail. Any questions? Looks like you got one right there. So what I would do is just go out and say, you know, what are your vulnerabilities? It looks like you have 3 windows over here. Someone could break in there. We could put 3 separate window protection units, or a glass sensor there, but we could also just put a motion detector right here, and it covers that whole area. You know, it's just kind of going in and going through their house, letting them know where their vulnerabilities are and how we can protect them, giving them a free estimate on it. And then, you know, that's going to be return business for you guys. It's going to be return business for me. I'm not a hard salesman. It's, you know, security sells itself, unfortunately. It's something that you either need right now, or the neighbor gets broken into and you're like, oh God, I really should get something going. So I'm there as an advocate. I'm also there once it's installed. I'm their permanent person. They no longer have to call a 1-800 number or anything. All our techs come in. We have professional installers. So that's, again, one less thing off the top of your list that you don't have to drill it, figure it out. We're going to come do everything for you and get it all set up.
The things when I installed my own that I had done in my house was had it installed my sump pump come in the spring rainy season, and 2 times it's gone off because of that, because of their float or something like that. And that's a great thing. Battery backups are great, but it doesn't necessarily help if there's a float that's stuck or something like that. And wherever you are, you're going to get a, you know, notified, hey, get home or you're gonna have a flooded basement.
And we have that, and we have as well carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. And you know, you think of your smoke detectors, if you're laying in bed and there's a fire and it goes off, oh my gosh, call the fire department, we're going down. But if you guys are on vacation, that no one's hearing that alarm going off. So, you know, that's something where we're going to notify the fire department if you guys have stuff that it needs protected, like artwork, stuff that's irreplaceable. It's great for things like that. I take care of both residential and businesses. And also I'll take care of any of you. So it doesn't just have to be referrals for clients that you work with, but if you guys have any needs or anything, I'm happy to help with that too. I've got Hannah here. She's going to pass out just a little pamphlet for all you guys. It's got all my information. There's a card in there. What do you mean for panel? You mean for the security panel, the control panel? It's a digital touchscreen ADT control panel, and it'll be right in the front of the flag. The 2 gig, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me show you here. ADT command panel right there. Oh, yeah. Honeywell, sorry. Yep. We brought a bunch of food here for you guys. I'm sure you've been smelling it wafting in here, especially the onions. Any other questions? Yeah.
What's the average people expect to pay monthly with the services?
It really, like you said, it's always different. It varies. One major thing is, do you want video or not? So if you just want a burglary alarm system that, you know, just covers your doors and everything like that, if someone breaks in, that's going to be your cheapest option, usually around $40 a month, something like that. But once you start getting to video storage, you have a doorbell, and are you recording everything that comes through? Do you want that saved? Do you have cameras outside, inside? Are we recording that so you guys can access it anytime? Well, because if you have an incident, someone breaks in, it's all tied together, all on your ADT app. So time-wise, this is when the alarm went off, and it's tied to us. So when my alarm goes off, what's your name? Tracy, your alarm goes off and you get a call and I say, hi, Tracy, this is Gabe from ADT. Your alarm is going off. I see that there's someone in the kitchen right now. They're going through blah, blah, blah. Do you want me to send the police? We're able to access that and see what's going on through our camera system. Yep. So we have six linked monitoring centers. Eight. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, now we're up to 8. So last thing, I'll just leave you a little story that this kind of is applicable to everything I overheard you talking about and stuff. You guys have heard of Chewy, right? The dog food company. So Chewy, they send you dog food once a month. You get set up on it. You've got your pet, comes once a month, and then inevitably people's pets die. And that's the last thing on your mind, right? Is, oh my gosh, I need to cancel my pet food subscription. So you're going through everything with your pet, and then 2 weeks later, that dog food comes to your door and you're like, oh gosh, Fluffy's gone, you know, it just hurts and everything. So you call them and you say, hey, I need to cancel my subscription. You guys sent me this bag of dog food, and Chewy has recognized that this is something, a pattern that happens with people. So when you call, they go, I'm so sorry, we're going to go ahead and refund you that. They can't take the food back because of regulations and everything, but they say, we're going to refund you that back. Go ahead and give that bag of dog food to a friend or whoever, and they just give them the money back, no questions asked. Now, you know, you're probably going to get another pet. And after that type of experience, what are you going to do? You're going to go right back to Chewy. You're going to tell your friends about it because it cost them like $25 on that bag of food, but it's kind of made an advocate for them. And, you know, that's kind of what we're talking about here is being like, I got a guy. I can take care of you, and I'm going to take good care of whoever you send my way. So, any other questions? All right. Well, thank you guys for your time. Thanks for having me here. Enjoy the food.
All right, hang around. We've got the Queen of Hearts, there it was what waiting for. Queen of Hearts, buy your tickets. Do you know what the pot's up to, Pamela? You don't? Huh? Here, hold on, we'll tell you the amount. What is it? The Queen of Hearts is up to $514. Buy your tickets. Buy outside offices.